Welcome back to the arena and a gymnastic battle royal taking place in the men's artistic team event. Old rivals these, it's Great Britain and France. And Britain's top hope in action as we join commentators Gary Bloom and Mitch Fenner.
Here's James May of Great Britain.
He's a medalist on this event at Commonwealth Games level. This is a very experienced performer. That's a double back somersault through the rings, known as a gudzogi, after the Hungarian that invented it.
I'm glad you said that, Mitch.
Ball twisting double back in the layout position there. He'll be much happier with that performance.
James May was the last British competitor on the vault.
And this, one of his best events. Handspring 1.5 twist in front somersault. Top difficulty. And I think he's pulled that performance out just at the right time. This will be a key performance here.
It's his best discipline, the high bar.
Tremendous. A Ginger with full twist. Very difficult stuff. Needs to nail this dismount. Full twisting double back. It was a deep landing, but it wasn't that expensive. He'll do well with that. And he's repaired the damage.
Well, that Ginger with full twist was absolutely superb, wasn't it?
Mind-boggling. Brain scrambling. You can see it now. And the coach watching anxiously, moving in, look, to make sure the gymnast doesn't come to grief. There's the somersault, there's the twist, and that's the catch. Terrific.
There's a good deal of satisfaction for any coach when something like that goes right. And we saw just a few moments ago with Christophe Maynard what happens when things go wrong.
They do swing so well. They're certainly a well-prepared team, these French. And watch the landing on this. It was a bit deep, but he did control it. It was a good effort.
And it's the best score on the high bar of the day. No wonder he's happy. Great Britain now on the forward discipline. Lee Ricketts first to go.
What a great competition he's had. He had to go first up every time. The rest of the team relying on him to set the standard of score. And he's done well. Always a test for the gymnast, this. Can he hold the balance? Yes, he does. Takes a deep breath. And nails his double tap. Good job there from Lee Ricketts.
I think he'll be pleased with that, won't he?
Certainly would be. I think he had a hiccup on rings, but he's done such a good job for the team.
A close contest then, but the French out in front by a deserved narrow margin. C'est la vie. Still, Britain's James May was just happy to have been here.
Fantastic. I mean, you heard the crowd. I mean, there were a few spectators here, but they made such a lot of noise. It brought us through.
Group 2 featured the United States and China. Now, if ever there was a contrast in styles, the US of A, perhaps uncharacteristically solid rather than flashy. The Chinese, well, shall we say erratic, but always worth watching because of the unpredictability. Let's rejoin our commentators.
Beautifully controlled start. That's a Maltese cross. Maybe he could have held it just a shade longer. Strong and secure in that handstand position. Wavered there, you saw the legs drop. Trying to keep the body horizontal. Needs to be fully extended in that handstand. There's a double layout dismount. Good start for the Americans.
and he scored 9.4 for that performance. We're back live with the Chinese again. This is Li Ke.
Disaster strikes.
Wan Huadong of China, whose favourite piece of apparatus is the pommel horse, showed us his skills.
Multiple circles on one handle. Look, he's so at home on this apparatus. Beautifully extended body. Easily through pirouette in that handstand. Whirling and twirling his way through this exercise, spindling along the horse. Change of pace. As he picks up towards the dismount sequence. That's it, a pirouette in handstand. Superb performance.
9.7. No wonder he says it's his favourite piece of apparatus. An outstanding performance by Wan Huadong. So, the end of the first rotation, they all move on to the next piece of apparatus, and we can check now on the team standings. China very, very strong, as you'd imagine. The United States in second place, just tucked in behind them, with Canada third.
This is the one piece of apparatus they have to be so perfectly fit to negotiate. Need a good, strong shoulder condition. Just like that. And that. Look at that cross. Remember that as a general rule, the first gymnast to perform is the weakest of the four. Just slightly hollow in that handstand position, needs to lock out straight. He'll be looking to nail his dismount. It's a triple. Oh, and he over-rotated it. Such a difficult move to orientate. But a triple somersault out of rings. It didn't work. Such a pity.
This is Trent Dimas of the United States of America from the University of New Mexico.
Full twist in Yurchenko, that's terrific. That's a leap out of the female gymnast there. It was Yurchenko, she was a lady, she made the vault famous, and here Trent Dimas produces it. Watch this, it's a cartwheel onto the board, a backflip onto the horse, and a full twisting straight body somersault. Good stuff.
Li Ke on the rings. This happened a short while ago.
The size of his biceps indicate that he might be quite at home on this piece. Look at that, a top plant position. Squeezes the handstand from it and shows us a powerful inverted cross. And he hasn't finished yet. And still it goes on, an incredible display of strength. But he'll need to start swinging soon. Otherwise, the exercise will be imbalanced. Good swing to handstand. It's called a forward long swing. Building up for the dismount. A double layout, and he too nailed it.
9.7, the best score so far on the rings for Li Ke of China. So that's the end of the second rotation. All the gymnasts have now completed 2 sets of apparatus. China lead from the United States of America. And this was the last Chinese gymnast on the vault. Wan Huadong.
Superb vault. Cuervo.
Scoring 9.75.
Tremendous vault.
And finally, the last American to go on the parallel bars, Dominic Minicucci.
Flares on the end to begin, and power. Steel deltoids again. That top plant position. He's ideally suited physically for this apparatus. He's a small man. Oh, and he's come to grief there. That would have hurt his biceps. Oh, now he's unsettled. Can he pull that back? He does. No mistake with the double pike, but just not at home throughout that exercise. That's a disappointment.
All the athletes have now completed 3 pieces of apparatus, and we move on to the next rotation.
Now, as we move into the 6th phase, with only China and the USA really in contention, we see the Chinese continue to have problems, just as I'm about to do in telling you that their threesome is Huang Hu-dong, Li Ke and Wang Chong-seng. These slips bring them close to calamity, the lead almost thrown away. But it wasn't. The Chinese held on to that margin. The United States 2nd, France 3rd, Germany 4th, Great Britain 5th and Canada 6th. Now, enter the threat of the mighty Soviet Union, one of the most highly rated teams in the world and clearly in the mood to strike for gold. They're up against the equal might of Japan, some contest this one. They're dead level, tied on 114.50 points as we join the action again in the 5th round.
This performance is vital. Needs to pick up the Soviet standard. Double layout. Just a small adjustment on landing. Complex twisting line. Bounces into a front somersault at the end of it. Oh, he's really going for it. Look at this. Bounding, leaping, full of energy. Just the dismount. Here it comes. No mistake. Now that's the performance the Soviets needed. Sure, steady, reliable.
And Tereshchenko steers the Soviet Union back on course towards that gold medal.
Mispelov, powerful man. As you can see, a double layout, and that was a superb landing.
There's a good deal of electricity now around this arena because Bespalov is really pulling out the stops here, Mitch.
He's strong, and he's agile, and he's determined, look. Oh, incredible. 1 3/4 somersault. Beautiful balance, lovely line. Double pike back. Smallest of adjustments back, but he knows that was what was needed. He produced it when it mattered.
And can he overhaul Nishikawa on the floor exercise? Nishikawa with the highest score of 9.6 along with Aihara, so the Japanese with a stranglehold on the floor discipline so far, but this was a very, very good discipline by the Soviet.
Oh, the thump of the takeoff. Double layered somersault.
Remember
Inspired
this?
now.
It's the gymnast.
Triple twisting back somersault, as if it's nothing.
It's the gymnast struggling with that ankle injury.
You'd never believe it, would you? Masterful stuff. Easily controlled. Twisting double back. Superb performance.
It means that the Soviet Union have just put a little bit of daylight between themselves and Japan, with China now in third place, with one rotation left of the team event. In the final discipline, the Soviets will go on the pommel horse, and Japan go on the rings. Here's Iwumatsu.
Done a good job, this gymnast, throughout the competition, setting the standard for the rest of his team. Strong in that half lever cross position. Remember, they must strike a balance between strength parts and swinging elements. Oh, and he scrambled for that dismount. The Japanese will have to discard that score if they're going to maintain their challenge.
Nishikawa.
Daisuke Nishikawa, and that is strong. Powered into the cross. Easy in that half lever position. Again, making sure of the handstand. To set up the swing. Oh, there you go, full twisting double back in the straight body position.
Did well there, didn't he, Mitch? Did well on that dismount.
Did tremendous job.
So the last Soviet to go, Andrei Khan. He really needs a very big score now for the Soviets, who've been disappointing on the pommel horse.
Travels the horse backwards, known as a Zavado travel. After the Hungarian, they did it first. Look at this. Confident on one handle, confident anywhere on the horse. Beautiful leg style. Sets up the dismount. That's it. Good performance there.
And that earned him 9.65. Andrei Khan, who was pleased with that performance. And the Soviets can start celebrating because they have won the gold medal for yet another year at the World Student Games. But it was very, very close indeed. They win by 0.1 of a point. It was that close. Soviet Union come first. 171.850 for the Soviets, but Japan 171.750. It was that close, Mitch, and a slight mistake by the Japanese ultimately cost them that gold.
So, success for the Soviets and success for others coming up after the break in tonight's 5 swimming finals.